Board of Adjustment meeting will please come to order. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided in the following ways. Notice published in the Courier News, notice posted in the bulletin board of the municipal building, notice made available to the township clerk, notice sent to the Courier News and the Star Ledger. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Weissman,
Here.
Mr. Tillery,
Here.
Mr. Patel, Mr. Reggio,
Here.
Mr. Blount, Mr. Mitterondo,
Here.
Mr. Ali,
Here.
and Chairman Cahill.
Here, will everyone please stand to a salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Canino, do we have any changes to tonight's agenda?
There are no changes to the agenda tonight.
Thank you, sir. Let's start off then with item number 6, 25-ZB-82V, Wilfredo Pagan.
Wilfredo Pagan present.
He is not. Mr. Pagan has been trying to get his notices done for many months, and he finally got them done, but I wasn't sure if he was actually going to show up this evening. So
Well,
if you wanna-
let's move on to item number 7 in case he does join us. Item number 7 is 26-ZB-09V.
Oh,
Michael,
he's here.
Outdoor. Oh. Okay, Mr. Pagan, you're on.
Sure.
I see him.
Mr. Pagan,
Okay.
are you present?
Hey.
Mr. Pagan, I need to swear you in. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Explain to the board why you're here, please.
I am here because the summit that you guys give me for the fence.
Mr. Chairman, you may want to check with Mr. Mizrahi to explain what's going on here.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more than that, to be honest with you. But yeah, Jonathan, can you jump in here?
Certainly. When the applicant came in for the rectify the summons, we picked up a pool and a deck, as well as sheds that are non-conforming. At a bare minimum, the fence needs to move in to avoid the side triangle of the intersection of Curtis and Mansfield. Mr. Pagan, have you received and read the staff report dated November 19th, 2025?
Yes, I read it. I did. And like I said, I just got the house and the fence was taken down from with the wind and everything. And I put a new fence right where the other one was. Yes, I even told them that when I went to them that I had the pool and the deck. Because I didn't wait for you guys to come in there. I told them that I got that.
Okay. And there's no permits for the pool or the deck.
Well, I had companies haven't come install it. They should have put it in, everything in. And
They did not.
okay, and the fence too. The company should have came and told me that everything was okay. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, this is the first time that I'm in my home. So I don't really know much about all these rules.
Okay. When you had the pool, the deck, and the fence installed, no permits were found in our records for them. So what we'll do is what the staff is recommending. The fence will need to be moved in off of Curtis and potentially angle at the corner of Curtis and Mansfield to clear the site triangle. And you're going to need to seek approval from the construction department for the pool and the deck.
Okay.
If the deck or the pool gets denied by the construction department, it all needs to come out.
Wow. You know, that's why I hired the company, so they should have put all the requirement because they are the one who know what to be done with the pool.
They should, but I agree.
The
fact that they didn't you should possibly seek counsel and maybe sue this company that did not provide those permits, because they left you holding the bag is what they did at this point.
My lawyer told me that he want to see what is going on with you guys, see what it then, because I give him all the paperwork from the company from the pool and the company from the fence. And like I said, I really don't know, because the pool, the guy who installed the pool, I give him everything, and he said, yeah, we're going to put it in. I myself took the paper to you guys, and some reason it was sent to his house. And when I talked to the young lady where you guys at, she told me, yes, I sent them the paper to him because I need more wording in the contract. And he called me, listen, I got the paperwork. I think it's good to go. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, this is my first time that I buy a house. And,
Understood.
and the guy said everything is good. So they came in and said, oh, great. I mean, if he told me it's approved. So I said, okay. And it was not a
Mr. Pagan, it still might be good if our building department grants you the permits. You can keep it the way it is, with the exception of the fence that Jonathan mentioned that's got to be moved.
And to that end, Mr. Chairman, if he does want to change the fence to a 4-foot, 50% open fence, because it does seem with the deck, you are seeing over that fence anyway.
right.
If he does want to change to a 4-foot, 50% solid fence, alleviating the need for the variance for the fence, we can resolve this matter with the pool and the deck.
I'm willing to work with you guys because, I mean, there's a lot of money involved over here. And I am willing to work with you guys if I have to cut it down to the fence and make it 10, if I have to do that, you guys recommend me do that. I am willing to work with you guys. Like I said, I don't want to lose all this money because it's crazy. You know what I mean?
So to that end, I'll recommend that we conditionally approve the application for the process to begin for the construction department to do permitting for the deck and the pool. We'll see how the construction department finds the condition of the deck and the pool, and then we can pick it up from there, and we can administratively advance this. And again, if just for the board's purpose, if the construction department deems them unacceptable, they'll be removed. If they are acceptable, Mr. Pagan and the staff will work out either modifying the fence to alleviate the need for the variance or moving the fence so you can retain the 6-foot fence with a modified setback off of Curtis.
Like I said, I am willing to work with you guys. You know what I mean? I pay the company. They should have other requirements from you guys to tell me that it's okay to put the pool. If they would have told me, no, I don't got no permit, I would have never put the pool.
Understood, sir. At this point, I think it's your best interest to work with the building department, get those permits, and if they are approved, then you'll sit with Jonathan and the rest of my department and work out what solutions you want to do with the fence. Okay, so I think for tonight, that's the best solution.
Yeah, I really appreciate anything that you guys can do. I am willing to work with you guys.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm willing to work with you.
Understood. And we appreciate that. A lot of residents don't reach across the aisle, so to speak.
No,
Thank you, Mr. Pagan.
I understand
Mr.
where
Keeley?
you're from. And like I said, I thought that I didn't do nothing wrong from the putting the fence there because it was a fence there. And the shed was already there from the house when I bought it. So, you know what I mean? I am not here, but
well, if somebody before you had the house and put up an illegal fence and the fence blows down, it doesn't give you the right to put up a new fence in that same spot. Again, buyer beware, it's your first house. I appreciate that. That's why this board is bending over backwards to not deny your claim tonight or your application, but we're going to work with you. There are certain steps we have to take. First things we got to do, get to the building department and get them out there to do the inspections on the deck and the pool, and then we'll work from there.
I appreciate that.
No problem at all, sir.
With you guys.
Thank you.
Okay? Thank you very
Thank-
much.
Take a vote on this?
You open it to the public?
Yes. Any other members of the board have any questions for this applicant? Hearing none, I'm going to open it to the public. Anyone in the public have any comments or questions about this application? Laura, you're muted.
You and Courtney
Think I
told me
saw
the
you
same
say
time.
no.
Yes. There's no one in the public, Chairman.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to close the public portion and I'd make a motion to approve the application. In a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Weissman,
Yes, with the
Mi-
statements that was said, we're not approving we're not granting the relief, we're
Conditional.
It's a
Right, it's
conditional
thank you,
approval, depending on whether or
Yes.
not he gets his building department approvals.
yes.
I should have
Okay.
clarified that. I'm sorry, Mr. Weissman.
thank you, yes, thank you, vote yes.
Mr. Tillery,
Yes.
Mr. Reggio,
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Mitterondo,
Yes.
Mr. Ellie,
Yes.
and Chairman Cahill.
Yes.
Pagan, you've received a conditional approval. You need to go to the building department, apply for the permits for the pool and the deck, and proceed with that procedure.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Good luck, sir.
Yep.
Item number 7, 26-ZB-09V. Michael and Aldora Thompson.
Are Michael and Aldora Thompson present?
You're muted.
Michael and Aldora Thompson. please
They're on the
unmute.
screen. Their mic is muted.
You have to unmute.
Please
Here it
unmute.
is.
There you
Yes,
go.
we're
Thank you.
here. Hi.
Okay.
Hi, how you
Swear
doing?
you in. Could you each raise your right hand?
Can you see it?
Swear that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Put your hands down and one of you explain to the board what you'd like to do here.
We would like to keep the condensing unit on the side of the front of the easement. We had told our contractor, who is HVAC, and I gave him also the survey to show about the easement. And he told me that he understood the condition, the air conditioner is not on the easement. So I found out that that the air conditioner or the condensing units is on the easement. And for us to remove the condensing unit is going to be very expensive. It would have to go in the back of the house, and that means it would require major construction inside the house. We have sheetrock in the basement. It's a finished basement, and it's 4 condensing units. And we did ask about if they could be hanged up on the side of the house, and he said that the contractor said that he cannot put the condensing unit because they're too heavy on the side of the house. I asked him, can it be on some kind of, if you could lift it up, what would be the remedy to correct the condensing unit? And he really don't have a true answer to it. That's one of the issues that we have with the air conditioners. It's also the fence.
We're in a corner lot.
And we are also on the corner lot as well. We also have a fence in the front. At the time when I took out the permit, I did a circle driveway, and I had a lawyer, Andrew Barron, who was our attorney at the time, and I told him about the fence and in the front. And evidently the fence is not on, I believe is on the easement too. And
We didn't know it was not.
Yeah.
We didn't know it was not on the permit at the time, but we did file one for the fence as well.
so I also asking the board to consider that it would be responsible to, if the township needs to get to the easement or the right of way, that will be responsible to remove the fence if they'll allow us.
And the AC.
In the condensing units as well. One thing I just wanted to share with the board before you make a decision. We had an accident at the house where a person was, a young person who was driving. He was, I believe he was under 18. He was under 8, he was 18?
No, he was under.
He was 18.
He was underage.
He was underage, and he hit the township fence and went through our fence and hit the condensing unit, which almost hit the house. And our house, we have superior walls, and I believe that the condensing unit has saved that side of the house. And been many accidents on that corner lot with the township fence. And one of the neighbors across the street from us, right in front of, on the side of us, a car was speeding and went right into the side of his house in the garage. And he was one of our neighbors, and they charged him with a DUI. And I have pictures to show that, and the police report, this accident did happen. And I believe that that would save that side of the house, and it would have caused us more damage on the side of the house. And I'm asking the board if they would consider allowing us to keep everything where it's at. If y'all need to get access to it, we would be responsible to remove it. That's pretty much it.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Jonathan, you want to jump in here for a sec?
Sure. So the township is comfortable with granting a memorandum of restriction for the fence located within the easement on private property. However, there is a portion of the fence that extends into the public right of way, and it's off of your property. So that portion needs to be reconfigured so that it's out of the public right of way. So I understand it is a corner lot, but if you look on the survey, it's curved on that corner between right on the corner of Woodlake. So that fence that goes out in a rectilinear corner, it needs to conform with that curved property line.
Oh, I see. You're saying an angle.
On an angle?
Yeah, yeah. So it needs to go on an angle. Once it's on an angle, we'll have you enter a memorandum of restriction, which just says that if we need to access the easement at your cost, the fence will be, or any other improvement in the easement will be taken out and put back in at your cost.
Okay.
Okay.
So that handles the easement and the fence. For the air conditioner condensers, we just don't feel comfortable with them being in the easement. Hanging them on the house was our best shot, our best idea of making this work, just because it would be elevated off of the ground. So it would still, because I agree with you, it's going to be a bigger project with the finished basement and rerouting all those condenser lines to relocate them. So having them hang on the house was our best idea of making this work. So if that's not feasible, our next recommendation would be to relocate the condensers to the rear of the house.
Would there be any way to elevate them up without hanging them off the house, just so they're off the easement?
They would have to be hung in a way where there's no structure on the ground in the easement. So that would mean hanging it off the bracket or the shelf, whatever you want to call it, would have to be hung off the house. So I understand if it's too heavy, that might mean that there has to be some work done to the garage wall. I'm not sure. So
No, it has to go from the side of the house all the way around to the back, because some of the units are in the attic.
Right.
And yes, so we'd have to. The
furnace is in the attic. There's two furnaces in the attic. There's two furnaces in the basement, and it's going towards the side of the house. So they put the furnace where the old furnace was at before. And so that's what they did. And then to run to move the condensing unit, you're talking about tearing out the sheetrock, going into the superior walls. Then you're talking about going to the master bedroom, running the lines, going down that way to bring it on the east, at the back of the house. And we have moved pretty much everything that the township required us to do. As far as the shed, as far as everything you asked us to do. And basically, this is, I feel like this part right here is not even my fault. It's the contractor who I didn't know he didn't understand how to read a survey, but I gave him a copy of the survey, and I asked him, "Are you sure that it's not on the easement?" And he came to the township, to the building department, and also I think that was the
Engineering as well.
engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, to remove it off the easement been like this, it'll probably be like this since 1979, I believe. And I didn't know anything with the township had used the easement. I'll be willing to sign the contract and move the condensing unit if they have to get into the to the easement. But also just be mindful that, if I'm in the basement and I'm losing, I have access towards my the gym area I have, and the car go through there and I get killed, that's the one thing I think I'll be really worried about, because it's so many accidents and they be speeding down the street on Drake and on Woodlake. And I feel like the fence is really protecting and have a chance. And I have pictures of the car going into our house. And I have pictures of the fence. I have pictures of the township fence on our property. So I have all the things that show that there's been so many accidents over here. And to me, I think that on safety, I think the fence I have an opportunity to save my house and not seeing the house fall apart. So with the condensing unit, it showed where the car actually saved the house by the car hitting the condensing unit, and the condensing unit was saving the house on the side of the house. So I just wanted to take consideration of that as well.
Okay. I think, Sean, how do you want to proceed with this?
Your recommendation is to move it to the back. Unfortunately, just like the first applicant, they were lied to or misled by their contractor, but that's something that has to be buyer beware, unfortunately. If you want to, the Thompsons, you might want to contact another construction company and see if they have a load-bearing brace or bracket that you could put the condensers up on the side of the house, rather than, go through the cost of relocating them to the back of the property. But my experts are pretty strong in thinking that these condensers have to get off the ground over the easement.
I understand that, and I appreciate that, Sean. Can they run a cooling line all around on the side of the house? It's going to look ugly.
To the back?
To the back?
I'm not an expert in that. I don't know if anybody on this board.
It's the other gentleman, he's an engineer. The one I was just talking to.
I'm a landscape architect. So my understanding is,
can I run like a cooling line?
If you're talking about relocating the condensers and then running a cooling line from the relocated position around the house, so that way you're not penetrating the structural wall in a second location.
Right.
Do you want to put this?
I'd imagine it'd have to be buried in some fashion. I don't think we'd want it to be out in the open. I can consult with our township engineer and see if that's acceptable.
Okay.
Right, because if that could be done, that would be an easier option.
Easier fix, maybe.
Right, easier fix.
I don't know how that would be officially for cooling the house, especially, I'm pretty much, I had cancer and I'm at stage 4, and I'm getting to where the hot season. So I'm trying to, you know, when summer comes, I'm going to be in the world trouble. And, you know, at this point of my stage, I just cannot afford. I mean, if I had to do a hospice here and not the hospital, I mean, I understand about the lawyer. That part I understand. I understand about that. I understand about going out to the contractor. But, you know, I understand this is not my fault because I didn't fill out the application for HVAC. And he filled out the application. I gave him the survey. Far as the survey concerned for the condensing unit, I understand it. I have one question for Sean.
Sure.
You saying that you agreed to remove the condenser unit and to put it in the back or hang it, have a bracket. And I have to tell the HVAC guy if he can hang it on the side of the house. But
He's also going to check to see if if we can use the piping
right.
around
And
the
what I was
house.
going to ask him was that if the township, because I don't understand, like on the front of the side of the house, are we responsible to take care of the lot as well? Because it haven't been maintained since we've been maintaining since 2013. We've been maintaining that property, and they be cutting the grass on the side on Drake, and we've been taking care of the property on Drake. I guess they consider that Drake. What's that?
That's Drake.
That's Drake. Okay, that's front property. So are we responsible for that as well? Because I don't know, because they stopped cutting the grass, and I thought because we have a front, the side front, are we responsible for taking care of that?
Jonathan, they're not responsible for taking care of a property that's not in their footprint.
My understanding is it's the easement property is theirs. It's reserved for the right for the township to go onto it for municipal purposes, unless they're talking about.
What?
Oh, so because they're not maintaining it doesn't mean that it's still not ours.
Right. That's no. When I'm asking you,
You're talking about outside the fence.
I'm sorry, outside the fence.
You're talking outside the fence.
Outside the fence too, because if I'm taking care of on the outside of that fence and the inside, and y'all guys can agree to, if you have to, I mean, with the condenser unit, what I'm saying is, if it could stay there and it's not bothering nobody and it's not bothering the township, you're having to use that. It's over 40 years now. And you're having, if we have to move it, what we're saying is we can move it out the way. If the township have to use the exit of the easement, we can move it out the way. The same thing with the fence on both. We have been here I've been here since 1983. So, I mean, I'll be able to remove it the same way I would have to remove the fence. And that would save I'm signing a contract with the township saying that I'll remove the fence if you have to get there. If you have to use it, I'll do the same thing with the condensing unit.
I think there's a difference between a fence that can be a post that can be installed straight directly into the earth versus something with HVAC components. Laura, are we for the 23rd? Is there space if we want to carry this?
Well, yeah, because everybody else keeps postponing, so why not?
So my recommendation now is I'll maybe the Thompson should advise consult their attorney and maybe another contractor, see what relocating the condenser units to the rear yard and installing that condenser line along the rear of the house, what that's going to look like for efficiency for the system. And that'll give me time to consult with the engineering department on the feasibility of installing or trenching that line in a small way in the easement. And then we can reconvene on the 23rd once we have a little bit more information. Is that enough time for you both?
Oh,
To get
I
the
can get
information?
this, I can get this done tomorrow, but I have a question. You said that the fence is inside the earth. The pad is on top of the pad is on the earth and the condensing unit is on top of the pad, and the lines is going into the house, which if they have to remove the condensing unit, I just want you, what you just said to me, the condensing is very easy to remove than the fence. Because you got to take down, you got to go into the earth. You don't have to go into the earth with the condensing unit. The condensing unit have a pad. It's a plastic pad. And all you got to do is just take that out and cut the line.
I'm just talking about the line. If we don't want to have the line sitting above grade.
What I'm saying is that, right, what I'm asking you is if the line is on the house and they have to take the line, if it's not touching the earth and it's only touching the condensing unit, and the HVAC guy only had to do is cut the coil. If they have to cut that, then that's an easy fix. I don't think that the condensing unit is planted inside the earth. Like you said, the fence is planted inside the earth, and that's an easy removal. It's the condensing unit is the easy removal because all they got to do is cut the line and then move the condensing unit off the property. That's the
Okay, Mike,
Okay.
I think the best solution to do right now is to kick this can down the road for 2 weeks. We get together on the 23rd, and we'll have better answers for you, and we'll have clarification on this end as well, so we make the right decision for both parties.
Okay, I do appreciate that, and I'm just, if y'all guys just take in consideration what I just said, because I'm just listening to what he just said about the fence in the earth with the pad on top of the earth.
Okay.
So take that into consideration, cutting the line and then moving that out the way. Then
All right,
and what we have to
so
do-
4/23 with no further notice.
Anyone
Thank
here
you.
on this application is going to be carried to April 23rd with no further notice by the applicant.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, guys.
All right, I appreciate you.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Let's move on now. Item number 8, 26-ZB-11V. Diana Tarantino, did I say that right?
Jayana, yes.
Okay, I need to swear you in. Are you both going to be testifying?
Yes.
Each raise your right hand.
I'm lefty.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth?
Yes.
Okay, one at a time. Could I have your name and address, please?
Jayana Tarantino, 11 Boxwood Road, Piscataway.
Edward Tarantino, 11 Boxwood Road, Piscataway, New Jersey.
Thank you. Could one of you explain to the board what you'd like to do here?
So we're just going over, we had some variances that we put in for a deck, a gazebo, and a hot tub. So the deck, we had a small structure. It was about 22, 23 inches high. I mean, I thought really it was more of a platform than a deck. When we bought the house, had a hot tub already on there. So the hot tub had broke. We had got rid of it, and we were just going to replace the existing structure, make it a little bit nicer. So we went to apply for permits to upgrade the structure, and we found out that the deck was not able to be put where it was. So we were asking for a 5-foot setback from the side yard for the deck, and then a 6-foot setback for the hot tub to go on that structure, and then there's a 7-foot setback for a gazebo. I'm not sure if that's if we're going to go through with that, but if that's not an issue, then we would go, put forth the 7-foot setback for the gazebo structure. So that's.
And there's a platform deck there right now. It's just like one end is what, 19 inches, and the other end is like 24.
So the front of
it's the grading of the property.
The front of the structure currently is about 10 inches off the ground, and as the property goes towards the towards the neighbors, towards that side, setback, the property is graded on a downward angle, I guess, for water, for runoff.
Runoff, yeah.
From the right to the left, all the properties, as we see, they grade down. So, the front of that structure, like I said, right now is about 10 inches off the ground, and the back is about 22 inches off the ground. That's how to have the structure level that you see from front, from right to left.
Okay. Jonathan, you want to give us some expertise here?
Yeah, I had the benefit of talking to the applicant during the week. Could one of you give a little explanation on the condition of the existing 6-foot solid vinyl fence?
It's in great condition.
Yeah.
The structure is sound. Keep it white and power washed and cleaned. And I'm not somebody who lets things deteriorate. So if there's ever an issue with anything, it pretty much gets fixed right away. And that's how this fence is right now.
Great. On the drawing you provided on the survey, the hot tub is 6 foot from the fence. Is there enough room to move the hot tub 2 feet closer to the pool, making it comply with the side yard setback?
We could. The only issue is the further that we move the hot tub towards the pool. The hot tub itself is 94 by 94, about 8 feet, both ways. And one part of it is to try to keep it at a length away from the pool. We would like to have, a longer distance from that, if possible. And secondly, the further that we move the hot tub to the right, away from the setback, we're trying to have it sit on, footings that were going to be existing for the deck to also use for the hot tub, so that we didn't have to dig more holes and add more footings unnecessarily, in that process.
Okay, and this is a hot tub with no external equipment. You just plug it into a appropriate electrical source, and
Yep.
everything's self-contained.
Yeah.
Yep. So the line is currently, so where the hot tub will be placed, where we're asking, there's already, all the electric is there, ready to be hooked up to it. Nothing would have to be moved or dug or adjusted. It's just all in place.
Okay, so with respect to the deck and the hot tub, if we can try to get the hot tub maybe 7 feet, just a little as far away from that fence as possible. I understand the reason why you want to go over grade instead of doing a patio. That to me is acceptable in connection with the 6-foot fence as well. For the gazebo with the barbecue that's existing on site on the southwest corner of the property, how tall is that gazebo?
So the gazebo is on a slant so that the water can run off. So at its height, it's 8 feet to 7 feet high.
Okay, and that's behind the 6-foot fence. And there wasn't permits pulled for that structure.
No.
We moved in 4 years ago, and this is the way the backyard was. We did nothing when we moved in.
Yeah. If we could go back, I have surveys from every owner. We're the fourth owner. I have all the surveys. I have all the paperwork, and you could pretty much track back over time
Who built everything?
who put things in, and then the next owner bought it, and then they knew, and then they put some stuff up, and then the next owner bought it and they put some stuff up, and then we're here. And 40 years later, it's like, surprise.
That seems like the theme of tonight's meeting, quite honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to pull a permit and do something right, and and
Jonathan, can we have them pull a permit for the gazebo just for clarification?
Absolutely. So I was actually going to go into the porch that got converted into a Four Seasons room. That was before your time. That was converted before you purchased the property.
Yeah, and it was promoted by the second owner going into the third owner. pretty.
We have the listing. The person that we bought the house from, they kept meticulous records, and we're very organized too. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the original screened-in porch structure was permitted back in 1983. We found that record. So what I would recommend is if the board votes favorably on the application, the applicant would need to get a building and potentially a fire. Well, you don't do fires in this town, but a building permit for the gazebo structure with the barbecue, and building and electrical for the screened-in porch. Now, there's no plumbing in that Four Seasons room.
No, nothing. Just
Okay, so building and electrical for that, and make sure for your safety and for us as well.
So do we pull those permits when we do it all at the same time, like for the deck and everything?
Yeah, if this gets approved, it'll get memorialized at the following meeting, and then
Okay.
once it's memorialized, you can go for the permits.
Okay, great.
We covered a lot. Is it clear to everybody on the board? Does anybody have any questions?
No, I think you guys covered it pretty well. Well,
Okay.
well, the difference between the 2 feet with the hot tub being close to the pool, I don't know if that was clarified. He wanted a little space and distance between the pool and where the hot tub was going to go, and you wanted it a little closer.
I think
I think a compromise is in order, to be honest with you.
could you agree to 7 feet?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other members of the board have any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'm going to open it to the public. Anyone in the public have any questions or comments about this application?
No one, Chairman.
Okay, hearing none, I'm going to close the public portion, and I'd make a motion to approve this application. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, well, call the roll the call, whatever.
Mr. Weissman? I got you.
Yes.
Mr. Tillery?
Yes.
Mr. Reggio?
Yes.
Mr. Blount? He did show up in the middle of the last one. He's good for
Yeah.
this. Mr. Minorando?
Yes.
Mr. Ali?
Yes.
And Chairman Cahill.
Yes.
Your application's been approved as amended. We'll memorialize it in a written document at our next meeting in 2 weeks. We'll mail that document to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Good to you.
Thank you, Tarantino.
Have a
Have a
good
great
night.
night.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Let's move on to item number 9, adoption of resolutions from the regular meeting of March 26th.
None.
How do I-
Oh, bingo. Yeah, oh yeah, that's when.
That was our 3-minute meeting.
My thunder. Moving forward, there has to be a clarification that there has to be an application for the record. Item number 10, adoption of the minutes from the regular meeting of March 26th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, guys. Once again, thanks for your commitment and your dedication to the Township of Piscataway.
Thank you.
Thank
Everybody
you,
have a
everyone.
good night.